It's the Refined Reseller. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. In this video, I show you some items I recently sold on eBay, and I'm going to go into detail about why I bought these items and why you should keep an eye out for them. The bottom line is, I sold them, I made a profit, and you can too. Coming right up, 25 items I recently sold on eBay. But first, please take the time to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Now, if you watch my other videos, you know that I sell a lot of DVDs and a lot of CDs. I have sold a bunch of those over the past month. I'm not going to show you hardly any of them because most of them sold for less than $10, but I would like to show you a few that I made really good money on. So let me show you those. Here's the first DVD. It is in living color, the complete series, seasons 1 through 5. They were new, sealed, factory sealed, and I sold these for $225. This is just a classic show from the 1990s. It's very sought after, especially all 5 seasons. So anytime you see items like this that are new, factory sealed, and it includes the entire series and all of the seasons, take a look at it. You might want to buy them. Here's another one. This is Married with Children. It is the complete series. It's from 1986 to 1997, comprised of 32 discs. It too was sealed, factory sealed, and it sold for $75. And here's a CD that I sold. This is by the band Tool. It's called Salival Limited Edition. It's a CD and a DVD. It's a box set. It has a booklet with it. It was not new. It was not sealed. It's from the year 2000, and it sold for $118.49. Kind of an interesting story. I was at a garage sale, and I was looking around, and I did see this, but when I saw Tool, I at first thought it was just some type of tool that you use to fix things, and looked around some more, went back to it, and realized that it was a CD and a DVD. I'm familiar with the band Tool, and I picked it up. Again, I paid $0.25 for it, and it sold for $118.49. I recently bought 600 model airplanes from a friend of mine who was moving out of state. I made a video about that. If you'd like to check it out, just click the notification right above. It'll take you right to it. But out of those 600 airplanes that I bought, I have already sold over 150 of them. And this month I sold 50 of those airplanes, and I generated $655 in sales. Again, I'm not going to show you them, but I'm going to show you one just so you can have a general idea of what I'm talking about. So check this one out. Now, here is just one of the vintage airplanes that I sold. And this one sold for $14.99. These are the kind of kits that I bought. If you see these, whether or not they are new or used, if they are used, you do want to look through them and make sure all of the pieces are there. But I sold this one for $14.99. Again, I just wanted to give you an idea of what to keep an eye out for. I recently bought 6 pairs of cowboy boots at a garage sale. I paid $5 for each pair. I put them on auction. I started them out at $79.99, and I did sell 1 pair of them. So let me show you that pair and some other boots and a pair of shoes as well. Now here's one of the pairs of cowboy boots. It sold for $79.99. This is Old Gringo, a very popular brand. These probably sell for about $300 brand new. They were in very good shape. So keep an eye out for Old Gringo cowboy boots. Now, here's a pair of Irish Setter men's work boots. They are steel toe. I bought 2 pair of these at a garage sale. I kind of paid up for them. I paid $50 for each pair, and the reason I bought them is because they were new, they were in the box, they had never been worn. I sold this pair for $130. Then I sold this pair, the exact same pair, for $135. Again, new in the box, never worn. Always check out new in the box items. And here's a pair of shoes that I sell all of the time. You know, I have really backed off on selling shoes and selling clothing. I do know which ones to buy, and generally every time I see a pair of these Keen Hiking sandals, I pick them up because I can buy them for $1, maybe $2. That's the most I will pay. As you can see, this pair right here sold for $29.99. Here's a lot of books that I sold. I've been doing really well with books lately. I just bought this entire lot. It's comprised of 18 Jack Reacher books by Lee Child. I paid $5 for this lot. I had them listed for $39.99, and I took a best offer of $30. I've been buying more and more books. I'm kind of, learning what to buy, what not to buy. But when I see lots like this, I'll pick them up if I can get them for a really low price. Here's a lot of magazines. I bought these at an estate sale. I paid $1 each for them. It's Arts of Asia magazine from 1983. I sold this lot for $25. Then here are 3 more that I sold, and I sold these 3 for $22.99. Some older magazines, kind of hard to find ones. I guess these are kind of hard to find. They do sell. Again, if you see them at an estate sale or a garage sale, just look them up on your eBay app and see if they had any value. I had never heard of these before, but I did look them up and I saw where they did sell, so I bought them. Here's another one. This is DC Comics Showcase, The House of Mystery, Volume 3. It sold for $20. I paid $1 for it. And here's another one that I bought. This is Tales of the Unexpected, Volume 1, and this one sold for $29.99. It's DC Comics. I just think this is a reprint of some of the older comics. Another book lot, this is The Far Side. It's a lot of 15 books, of course, by Gary Larson. I paid $3 for this lot, and it sold for $39.99. Here's another book. It's an interesting book from the 1960s, maybe 1970s, How to Draw Animals. It's vintage art. I bought about 25 of these books at an estate sale. I sold almost all of them, but it's kind of unusual. But anytime you see items that have to do with art, whether it be, a sketchbook or a book like this, or paints or pastels, it all sells well. It's a category that I do very well with it, so keep an eye out for that. Now here is a box of Aero Crown Steel staples. I sold these for $24.99. I bought a bunch of these at an estate sale. I sold this one for $24.99, new in the box. Here's some more that I sold. I just lotted these up into a lot of 10, and I got $29.99. So, it's just something else to add to your BOLO list. This is interesting. This is a vintage fabric. It is red, white, and blue, kind of a mid-century pattern. I bought quite a few of these, unusual patterns that just kind of really jumped out at me. I think I paid $1 for it, and I sold it for $24.99. Vintage fabric does sell well. So again, add this to your BOLO list as well. Okay, so here's an item that I sold. This is Skylanders. This is Flare Wolf, and it sold for $18. I think I bought 120 of these in a lot. I paid $20 for the entire lot, and I just sold this one for $18. So I got almost all of my money back by just selling one. Skylanders sell well. Disney Infinity figures sell well also, but you've got to buy them in a lot, and you have to pay maybe 25 cents, 50 cents a piece. If you can, I would suggest that you do buy them. This is Harley Davidson. It's a motorcycle gas cap. It sold for $34.99. I took a best offer. I've sold a lot of Harley Davidson over the years. It's not selling as well as it once did, so I'm very careful as to what I buy. I bought this in a lot with some pairs of boots and I think a Harley Davidson water bottle. I have sold the water bottle and one pair of the boots. The other pair of boots have not sold. So Harley Davidson, I would say, is okay depending on what the item is. This one did sell. I paid $5 for it. It took about 6 months to sell, but I got rid of it. This is the Masters Golf Tournament. It's a drinking glass from 1995. It sold for $15. I paid $0.25 for it. And you know what? It sold during Masters Week while the golf tournament was going on. I always sell items that have the Masters logo. I'm sure you're probably familiar with the logo. Just keep an eye out for it, and I would buy them if you can get them for a low price. Okay, this is an interesting item. This is a lot of vintage porcelain china powder paint vials. It's a lot of 100. I went to an estate sale and there were about 2,000 of these, and the lady wanted $1 a piece, and there was no way I was going to pay that. So I waited until the very last day, and I picked up about 1,500 of them, and I paid $100 for all of them. This is the first lot that I have sold. It sold for $70. What I am doing is I am bundling them in lots of 100 and putting them on auction for $59.99. This is the first one of those I have done so with, and it did sell. I have another lot very similar to it listed right now. Again, I bought 1,500 of them and I paid $100 for all 1,500. So, if you go to an estate sale and you see something you like, but it just is, the price will not get you the kind of profit that you are looking for. A lot of estate sales reduce their prices on the second and third day. These were reduced, and I just made an offer on everything, and the estate sale lady took it because she did not want to be left with any items. She wanted to get rid of everything she possibly could. This is a TDK bias tape. It's a cassette tape. I sell a bunch of these. I buy them whenever I see them, and they were new in a sealed, factory sealed case, as these were, and these sold for $14. And this is Uline poly bags, a lot of 4. Bought these at a garage sale. I think I paid $10 for all of them. They sold for $35.50. I buy a lot of supplies from Uline. These are in demand. If you happen to see them, pick them up. And this is a pair of vases that I bought at an estate sale about 1.5 years ago. They are Czechoslovakian porcelain vases. When I saw them, I thought I would do really well with them. I paid $15. I finally got rid of them for $40. Did make a very big profit. And again, stuff like this, when you buy it, you've got to ship it out. You've got to make sure it's packed really well. So I don't buy a lot of this stuff. And again, the reason is it took me over 1 year to sell it, and it's very hard to ship to make sure it doesn't break. And I did not make much of a profit. So there you have it, 25 items I recently sold on eBay. Maybe you have sold some of these items in the past, maybe you haven't, but regardless, I hope you learned something from watching this video, and when you now go out sourcing, you keep an eye out for some of these items. If you learned something, please take the time to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. This is the Refined Reseller saying, as always, do like me, buy low, sell high, good sourcing, good selling, and I'll see you next time.